Hey, what's up? Good morning. It's Jamie. It is June 25th, Sunday, 2023. Today was what time was it this morning? I got up at 4:30 in the morning, not 3:30, because the gym I go to opens at 5 a.m. Now, I've been trying to have some discipline, which I haven't, so I don't want to come across as some hardcore disciplined guy, because I'm not. I am forcing myself to get up 3 days a week at 3:30 in the morning and go work out. And I'm there a couple hours, not because I'm smashing the weights for 2 hours. It's because I need to take a shower, brush my teeth when I'm there, kind of, just get ready. And it wakes me up, and then I go work out for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and then go, clean up, take a shower, and come back and go to work. So that has been my routine, and I'm trying to stick with it. I'm trying to do something that I know I can do versus do stuff that I'm not going to stick with. So I'm trying to talk about things, if I'm talking to my kids or other young people, as I talk to people every day at work, people in my office, friends, people I come across, about things that I didn't know at their age, at my teens and 20s. And it does really get me, I don't want to say motivated, but it's a good feeling when I know I give somebody some gold, so to speak. I don't mean physical gold. I'm saying like some perspective that maybe they never considered. Like, hey, I did this wrong for years, and I wish I would have did this. And that younger person goes, wow, yeah, thanks for sharing that. And some people will charge you a lot of money to share something. So I'm doing this primarily for, again, that from that position. Like, this is for the kids and for younger people. There's no incentive for me otherwise. So that being said, as I go home to go get ready, we do have to work the last weekend of the month over at my job. I feel pretty good, and I was thinking about what can I talk about for a few minutes this morning, and I think it's best, instead of just coming up with stuff, just to talk about real life things that I'm dealing with today, that I wish I would have had this mindset again 20, 30 years ago. As I do this video today, I'm halfway to 50, 49, and I have a little bit more urgency with the things that I do. I don't want to play around. When you're younger, you feel like you're, I don't want to say invincible, but you feel like you have a lot of time, right? You don't feel the pressure of time, the sands of time running out as you get a little bit older. And some people don't, maybe until they're 60 or 70. I don't know. But for me now, I think a lot about it, more so these past few years than I have in the past. So my thought is the real estate deal, well, my thought, the real estate deal I'm looking at today, right? And I'm looking at stuff all the time, and there'll be a lot to talk about. But I said, let me talk about the one in front of me on my desk, so to speak, at this very moment. I'm not going to tell you where it is today, but I'll tell you about it and how I came into it, and just keep it short. So somebody told me about a beach, not a beach house, but like a beach cabin that is literally across the street from the beach. It's not right on the beach, but it's across the street from the beach. Now, this is not like the Caribbean or the Bahamas. It's just a nice, clean, quiet, private little beach that not a lot of people know about, and the prices are under $1 million. They're not super expensive. So I was like, oh, you know what? Let me know about it. And they said, well, it's a foreclosure, and maybe it's going to go into foreclosure, and maybe you can get it. Maybe you can work a deal with the person, the seller, and help them. Now, I don't want to be step on somebody's neck to benefit myself and my family. I just don't. I don't think that's the right thing to do. And I'm not telling you I've never done that, and people haven't done it to me. But it sucks. It's just not a good way. I know you want to be competitive, and business is sometimes is ruthless, right? But at the end of the day, I will look at the situation and consider. I mean, for me, this is what's important to me. I'll look at the whole scenario. Now, from my understanding, this person had lost their wife, They're in their 60s. I haven't spoken to them yet, but they took it, obviously, you know, they took it really hard, and they're having a hard time. And I don't know all the details. I don't know what happened, if they got on drugs, if they lost faith in humanity. I don't know. But the person that knows this man that lost his wife said he's about to lose the house. He's broke, and I have to bring him food, is what he told me. And I was like, oh, and this is a guy who kind of lives in that area that I met through someone else. So I was like, well, hey, I found through the realtor that I deal with and in Massachusetts that it is in pre-foreclosure. I thought it was actually in foreclosure when I looked it up. And my realtor, she said, no, it's actually in pre-foreclosure. So she goes, I can't help you yet, but if you know the person, maybe you can get it out of pre-foreclosure and work a deal, which is what I prefer. Now, when you talk to somebody, you're going to know their state of mind. Like if they're willing to chat with you. Some people are very susceptible to painful things, and sometimes people take advantage of that, you know. So once I know that, I'll do like a part 2. I'm going to kind of assess the situation. I have an idea what this person owes. I have an idea what the property is worth. So London and I are waiting for this conversation. I have left the gentleman some messages. I've emailed him. He doesn't respond. I know I have the right number. His close friend is explaining to me that he is just mentally having a hard time. So I said, okay. He goes, let me go talk to him and explain the urgency, because I said, hey, once it goes into foreclosure, then it becomes an auction, and you know, it may not be as beneficial to him as doing something now. So he said, give me till Monday. So that's tomorrow. So we'll see. So these properties that I find through different situations are the best opportunities for me. Now, I've lost deals, right? And sometimes the deals don't even make sense. Like, well, why the person sold it. I had somebody, I offered them $800,000 for a property in East Boston, which was overpaying for this property, and she's like, oh, I have, because before I thought it was worth like $650, and she's like, well, I'm getting offers starting with 7. So I said, well, what do you want? She said 8, and I said, I'll give you 8, and then, you know, I asked for owner financing because I was overpaying by what I felt was $150,000. So I said, hey, would you do owner financing? She said she would, yes, she would consider that, but there was a lawyer involved, and I'm pretty sure the lawyer kiboshed that deal, and they ended up selling it. I think the lawyer, my personal opinion, because the way my conversation with this person was, they had some ulterior motives and interests, and probably relationships is what my speculation is, right? They am selling this property for $600,000 cash, and I was like, man, that's 50 grand less than I offered if I was to pay, you know, cash. So if I wouldn't pay cash like that, I would use you know, traditional, conventional, or commercial financing, or even hard money or private money. If I was going to do that, I was just trying to leave some cash available to rehab the property. Anyway, the point is every property that comes available for me is so far has been through conversations, relationships. I try to surround myself with people in this space as I get more and more inclined into this next decade of living. You know, God willing, there's no wood in here, but I live another 10 years. Not that I don't expect to. I'm just saying that you know, you don't know. You have no idea how much time you have. So I am trying to utilize this time the best that I can, and so I'm having these conversations as often. So my encouragement to you, whether you be my sons or daughters, or just somebody thinking about getting into this space, have these conversations with people. Let them know, even if you're an amateur, right? Like, I'm not a real estate guru. I don't have hundreds of millions of dollars of real estate. I'm just a working guy with a couple side hustles that is trying to do right, like most of us, regardless of your opinion of me or what others' opinions are of you, if you have a focus and you're like, what is your goal? If my goal is to have 100 units or better, right, by a certain time frame, and I might have to go through non-traditional ways of getting those. Sometimes it's through these conversations I have, where if people don't know that I'm buying real estate, they're not going to tell me about the opportunity. You got to speak up. You got to let people know that what you're doing or what you want to do. I think so. If you sell cars, then you probably would let people know that you sell cars, because maybe they'll be in the market for a car. If you own a restaurant and you sell Italian food or Lebanese food, for example, then maybe you should talk about it, because that will bring business. People might want to buy your or try your product. If you cut hair, right? Not going to help me, but if you cut hair, you say I have a barber and I have a shop, or I cut hair on the side, and so on and so forth. It's good to talk about these things. I mean, that's what marketing is, right? People put signs up, they go online, they do search engine optimization, do all these things to try to get. Oh, there's London now. So anyway, that's my thought. That's what's going on. I'll talk to you guys next time.